they're not. Maybe they know the plan. Oh, to be fair, it's not exactly the most hidden plan. We'll go like this. Now, admittedly, they can kill you because you're the only one who's giving stats. Like, I should have gone for the development of Elise or gone with the whispered word to see what else I could have found. Hello everyone, Gomez here for the LAN Up channel with another deck for you today. This one, the Spectral Ruin deck, whereby we are obviously utilizing the new card, Bringer of Ruin. I always call he's now just become Atakhan to me, because he's literally, just attack him as hard as possible. But I don't know exactly how to say his name. But Bringer of Ruin, and then we are also running Spectral Matron to be able to get them out, and then on the attack move. It's such a nice thing to get them out that slightly bit early, which we can actually get them out even earlier by using Oblivious Islander on top of Spectral Matron, so that you can get her cost down, so that you can bring him out earlier. Now, admittedly, this deck has got a lot of really aggressive early game with the fearsomes and spiders, and then into the late game we've got Darius, and because sometimes you don't actually need the Bringer of Doom. Sometimes you Spectral, if you don't find him, Spectral Matron can work really nicely with Darius, because obviously if by the time that you get this out, you should have got your opponent down to -10 most of the time. So you get leveled up Darius, as well as you could also hit Baron as well with Spectral Matron, which can be a really powerful move. Obviously, Bringer of Doom or Bringer of Ruin is what we want, but the fact that you've got multiple options just makes this deck a little bit more interesting, in my opinion, in terms of more reliable. Because definitely it did win a lot of games for me, because I'm playing in silver at the moment because I didn't do any ranking last season, so my rank just completely tanked. But it's helping me out very nicely getting through there. So please let me know what you think of this deck down in the comment section down below, as well as obviously shameless plug time, Twitch, Twitter and Instagram. These games were not streamed, but I do stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, so you want to come catch the action live, please feel free to, as well as there is the Discord link down below if you want to get in there, talk about this deck, talk about your decks. I'd love to hear your creations of what you've been making this season with all the new cards and all the different changes we got in the balance patch and whatnot, as well as if you like what you see, why not consider hitting that subscribe button and helping me get to my goal of 5,000 followers / subscribers by the end of the year. But do not feel forced into that, those are just the options. So let's just get in and see how this deck did in a couple of matchups. Of course, still people playing Azir Irelia. I mean, I really did fall down on the ladder. I stopped playing rank last season. It is really shown. Let's get into this, Carl. We can do this. We can smash our way out the ladder of this deck where we're using the Bringer of Doom. Oh, I mean, that's not too bad at all. Fresh catch. No, I just need the big man. That's fine. I love the fact that I got Vile Feast and House Spider at this moment in time. Makes me feel a little tiny bit more secure. Okay, if I can find the big man, get more copies of the big man, great finisher. That's going to be the plan. Actually, I'm gonna... Do you wait to... Actually... Solid... No, let's just go with it now. I was thinking to myself, do I wait and see if they attack forward? But nah, let's just get rid of the elusive now. It's fine. Go wide on them. Could even consider you, but I'm just going to go solid. We'll go wide, deal the damage. They've got Deuses for days, but at the same point, they're taking a lot of damage. Plus, we've got this. Plus, at some point, potentially Darius could come out, so we might not even need the big man. I can't, you want to leave it for the big man because you want to leave, for what your deck does, you want to allow it to do it. But at the same point, you're like, bet to Azir Irelia, let's just kick their ass. I mean, that's what's going through my head. Yep, they can't do it because they know that that's going to trade into that poorly. You would trade poorly. I mean, that should have owed to my part. I mean, to be fair, we had a perfect start of going wide on them. There was not a lot that they could really do to react. Then, slowly but surely, we were going to get that matron plan out. So, it all went well. Yeah, again, covered I came across this deck before. I think it was the same person I was against here. So, I know that they're... Because I was trying to figure out, what the hell is this Ionia with... Shadow Isles. Okay, so I know that their game is a control deck running Ledros finisher. I know that's what they are because I witnessed it. I witnessed it before. Sadly, no matron for me to Islander. Oh, there she, now she comes. She comes when called. Okay. But I know that they've got so many different control aspects in that deck. Like, literally, like, all of Shadow Isle's control with the finisher of, like... So, basically, from what I remember when I saw this deck, it is... all of the spells... all the spells you can imagine that are controlly in Shadow Isles, and then River Shaper and cards like that to help them draw those spells, and then go into the Ledros, like, you know, finisher is their plan. So all I've got to do is hopefully go wide enough. Potentially we might need to Matron Darius. It depends obviously whether or not we find the big boy. Okay, swing within the flows of bollocks. Frodo, you leave my Vile Feast option open for the Outlooker, or Outlook. And then
you're in over your head.
Is it weird that I'm willing to, like, you know, go with this trade like this? It does put her in Vile Feast territory, and also puts her into, like, Withering Whale and all of that stuff, but I feel like I've got to go for it. I'd rather have this, like, I need to be trying to go really aggressive on my attack stats on them. That's fine. Like, it's not fine because I'm giving them draw, but it's fine because at least, like, I can just open. Like, part of me is considering, do I want to open or do I want to develop? I guess it depends on what I draw, or whether or not I find something in this. But a big part of me kind of does want to open. Spectral Matron, like, have more Spectral Matron options. I'm actually going to go with that. Like, Darius is going to get Spectral Matron so many times. I might as well, like, throw this on top of the one who's already thinking. I could have actually still gone for the open. Like, there would have been nothing wrong with going with the open. But okay, we'll do this.
Currents, pull them down.
Does mean that they're going to be drawing spells. As I said, I know that most of their deck is control, but I'm going to tell myself is we're going to get to the point where we're just going to throw down Darius like so many times ephemerally. I mean, I could just throw down Darius next turn. Like, I do also have that option. Okay, yep. So I knew this was most like very likely, but I do have another release in hand. I could even like consider the Withering Whale. So part of me's thinking like I want to wait until they're past deny. I mean, they're not going to be past deny. Okay, fair enough then. I will go like this, but I know that if deny happens, the River Shaper still dies. So, because that's their main form of draw, 'cause it's just going into all of those removals. Yep. That's fine. The Spider still dies. My boatman lives. Okay. So, what I need to tell myself is,
Take the high ground.
what I need to tell myself here is, I could go forward. Like, so I mean, literally, it's all the Spectral Matrons with Garen right now. That is gonna be like how this game is gonna end. Like, or like if we can top deck the big guy, that would be a nicer finish because we'll actually get to see the big man. But if this is how this has to go down, I'm crap. I was really hoping that like this move would get them to the point of Darius level. I mean, we are now at the point of Darius level, so part of me's actually like, do I consider like, but then they will just both be ephemeral, so that's why like there's less point to doing it. But also, before they get heals out, it does mean that Darius levels, because I know that deck has got healing as well, because obviously like with the control element it's got like heals. So part of me's like, do I want to, although this is a move that would be meaningless, it also has some meaning, but at the same point it's like such a powerful move to wait and get both of these ephemerals out at the same point. I mean, if they're gonna pass, I feel like I passed. Like, Ruination is also a thing that I know they could have, so I'll pass. I'll pass on this. Goes back to them. So, I mean, I'm gonna do this so I get the level up on Darius, but I know that Ruination hits the board right now. But at least Darius is safe. Darius is safe, and I can still throw down Precious Pet. So Ruination is now. Admittedly, we might hit the snafu that might be Vile Feast, but potentially Precious Pet could do an extra 2. That is going to be Vile Feast, isn't it? No? Okay. I mean, they're guarding someone who I assume is going to be the Ledros, which then I don't mind Spectral Matron in to get down this, but admittedly that's when we start to get into the potential atrocity. Okay. So they can't use that move anymore. I figured to myself, do I want a Spectral Matron you? Just so that I have a Spectral Matron on the board who has got, like, really nice attack stats or whatnot, or do we go wide? Wide, knowing that they have presented problems in the past. I'm gonna go with the wide plan, even though I know that Ruination, like, I could have taken the open. I could have taken the open. The reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want to get my health down more to make it, like, easier for Ledros just to slowly but surely, like, get me down. So, but I could just go for the opens as they are. Like I said, like, yeah, again, Spectral Matron would have been good because she's got Fearsome, so it's hard for this to go against it. Obviously, Vengeance and whatnot are things they could also have, but this is it's such a like, you know that Ruination is gonna hit again. Like, I know that Ruination is gonna hit again because it has to. And then I throw the house spider out. Okay, Vengeance just comes out. That's fine. Now that is fine. I can live with that because at this moment in time, I've got so many Fearsomes that it's gonna take them a little bit to get through. Because they can do this. Potential heals, yeah, they get a little bit of heals. So they're still staying in this. Still just staying in it, but obviously Ruination and whatnot. I could have developed the house spiders. I could, like, literally, like, that probably would have been the smarter choice, would have been to develop the house spiders, if I'm gonna be honest. I probably should have done it now, because yet again, it opens up a good Ruination move. So I definitely should not have done that then. Part of me is considering, yep, now here comes in the heals. But I could Spectral Matron in order to use the other one as a so, is it 2 Billy Big Bollocks to Spectral Matron so that I can use Decimate? is that too crazy to go with that move? Actually get rid of the real Darius and next turn have, like, quite a powerful open. Is that too crazy? Crazy to even consider that we go like this and then throw down Decimate. I know that they could have Deny. I know that Deny is a thing. But I feel like I go with it. Because what I'm thinking to myself here is I've got a really good open. So there's the Deny. It's not what I wanted to see, but I can understand it and whatnot, because that is now 1 Darius down. Obviously, I really want to go for the big man if we... Okay, no, all is forgiven. We've got to go for an open. We've got to go for an open because of Ruination. Like... It's just, it makes too much sense to go for the open. Obviously, Withering Well does a lot to try and, like, help them. If they got Withering Well and, okay, let's say heals. And Recall. Will of Ionia coming in clutch. Okay. But, oh crap, I haven't got the mana. I was going to say, but I can use this move, but I haven't got the mana for the Decimate. Okay. So I've got to wait. It's fine. It's fine. They've slowly but surely their moves. They've only got that much mana. We can still go with this move and go for the Decimate again. Right, so they can't deny, right? They physically cannot deny it this time. So we'll go for this. We never found the big boy, which admittedly, so we only run 2 of him. So maybe that's the reason why. But we do this. We then throw down the Decimate. They've got no, like, Vile Feast is the only, it's literally the only move. Share the vote to my opponent. Really well played. There we go. So we didn't get the big boy out, but the continuousness of trying to get out that decimate. So many ephemeral Dariuses. Pure Shurima with just Azir. So I'm going to assume this is a, like, Sun Disc deck. I'm going to assume it's a Sun Disc deck, but it's so weird. Oh, there's the lovely combo here. We might actually finally find the big man. Like, the whole thing has been waiting to get that combo of Spectral Matron with the big boy. We haven't had to have it so far, because like the games have ended faster, but potentially now. Sure is dark, eh? We just need to find him. That's what it's all about. So this is a Sun Disc deck. It's just so weird to see Azir on his own in that deck. Like, there's got to be something. So they're going for that Emperor's deck. Like I said, we have got wide on them. Now, this should be the 1-1 that gets hit. There we go. I still think it's so weird how that summons first, but it's fine. What we'll do here, I could even go for the Vile Feast on top of this. Vile Feast on top of you. Let us go wide. So the clock, all the countings, counting down. It's fine because I don't mind as long as they're allowing the damage in, which means that Darius is getting slowly but surely activated. But the big man is who I want because we haven't seen the big man actually drop with Spectral Matron yet. We've seen Darius. We live in hallowed times. Okay, we're gonna go try and find him. I mean, we could take a Farron. Like, Farron does make like so much sense here. Out of those choices, yet again, I was hoping for the other big man, but I'll take a Farron any day of the week. So that's fine.
So young.
Still keeps them in the point where they could trade with Elise. Like, it's one of those things whereby I'm just gonna go forward. Quick, it works. So they've given him plus what was it? So he's currently at 3 attack, which does mean that they're in culling strike range. I don't mind sacrificing Elise's life here, because the idea is just trying to get my opponent down, so that then, like, you know, I've got these big finishers to finish the game off. That's going to be the plan. If they throw Azir down, we do have culling strike, because they won't be able to throw Azir down and use Rite of Negation at in the same move. So that's also the level up on Darius. Go on. Throw the Birdman out. That's not the Birdman! I mean, I guess they want to make sure that he's leveled first, right? I'm assuming. No, or not! Your Emperor has returned, and he immediately goes to the graveyard! So, I mean, the fact that it takes him a little bit longer now to level up as well, it's like one of those things where it's harder to make this deck work as easily with Azir, just on his own. Okay. I want to go Whispered Word. Go on, find me the big man. Find me the big man. Why can't I find the big man? Okay. Potential Spirit Fire. Spirit Fire's out of this turn, so we go like this. They could have actually gone forward with the Merciless Hunter, because I had no way of defending Merciless Hunter, so they definitely could have gone for it. So I can get down her. I mean, we can just play her. Enough! I'll end this! So, not the overwhelmed target I was after, like in terms of Darius and the other big boy, but I will take Farron anytime. Anytime to help me out of this pickle. So all of this is your land. Go, guys, go, go, go! Share the vote to my opponent. We had those decimates in hand as well. We've still not got to see the big man, but this deck does work. It's just, I haven't got to see the finisher that I want to see. Okay, so Braum Soraka. Okay. Hopefully we'll make our way through before they get their Scar Grounds and Healing Landmark, which I assume is what they're going for. I'm actually going to keep Culling Strike. Culling Strike against Braum and Soraka are quite nice. Is a nice counter. My Grenadiers to like try to force in some damage into their core. I know that it's such a different thing when you're against a healing deck, like to like being against any other deck. because any other deck you're just like, well, all I need to do is beat the crap out of them. This deck is like, I also have to think about making sure that I'm not like leaving things with like stuff to heal is what I mean. Like it's such a hard thing. So I'm gonna throw down the Grenadier because obviously I could throw down Elise, but then they get a hit off of the Spider. So I'd rather throw down the Grenadier and know this is a potential trade. They could have the Vigor or Troll Chant. Like they could have both of those options. See the Demacian Border here. They're gonna go for draw. I don't mind. Still gives me a little bit of an attack, but yep, they do also get draw out of it. So good, but not good. There's one of my. There's one that I'm looking for. Feel that I throw down Elise. Next turn, throw down the House Spider. Potentially Stalking Shadows to see what I can find through there. Okay, they're not gonna go forward. It's the fact that like, they've got the healing stuff is the harshest thing to be against. So this is gonna be one of the stupidest moves that you've ever seen. Do I do it? Like, part of me's considering, like, the stupidest move of throwing down a Culling Strike on whatever decides to trade with this and then throwing down the House Spider and like, leveling her so that all my spiders become fearsome. Because the fear of it is that there's not many things within that deck which actually have the attack stat unless they get, like, buffs and whatnot. Obviously, they could still have... I'm gonna regret this. You know, like this is like such a perfect move against Braum and like moves like that. You know, like you think about that, but maybe I'm making my opponent think, well, if he's willing to get rid of a culling strike, maybe he's got another culling strike to deal with these. But both those champions both fall to culling, so like there's so much of me that's like, this is wrong and I shouldn't do this. But at the same point, I'm thinking, but this would be the level up on Elise, which means that all these spiders have got fearsome, which does mean that it's there's not much in that deck. Obviously, they've now got the Kylie Tavern Keeper who can deal with it, but there's not many things in that deck that can. So that's why, in my head, this is genius, but you know that it's not. Okay, it's fine. So I know that obviously, like Kylie Tavern Keeper is the one who I can't do anything with. I could throw Darius down, but like I'm looking at the Spectral Matron move on Darius and thinking that might be a plan.
Those we care for reflect our
but okay, we're gonna throw down the Grenadier. Like it's. I'm starting to get it's starting to get a little bit more like a quivering of the anus, like lips. Would you say that your anus has lips? Like quivering of the anal lips. Okay.
I'll see you again.
So, giving additional health here is what that's all about. So, it's such a carefully planned move. The fact that I've got another Darius now makes me feel like I just throw down this Darius. Just because at this moment in time they could throw a gem on top of that just to get them to the point of being able to trade with Darius. Okay, I kind of want to. So what we want to do here is make sure that we're taking both of these two away. So both of these two away, and then it's whether or not I want to throw down you as well. I could consider getting rid of the Traveler. The Traveler is going to be giving people more health, or just forcing in the damage. So let's actually do this the other way and put Darius on the end. Like let's actually like go put Darius where he needs to be. Not that it matters because we're not doing enough damage to actually level him before the fact. But I could consider this. But I feel we just go with the level up of Darius and the knowledge that we've got. Like, yeah, I feel like that's the way that we go here. I could have grabbed this because I do feel like that is actually going to be a big issue. But I'll go like this. I will go with this move here and tell myself it's gonna be okay. That's as long as I can tell myself that, I might one day believe it. Okay, so that stops the level up of Darius. but we do have a Decimate in hand. So they're trying to work out what the perfect combination is here. That just stops the level up of Darius. So I will accept it because it does mean that I could have glimpsed on top of one of these two spiders, which actually probably would have been the better move because it would have meant that they wouldn't have got damage going in because they could throw down the healing landmark now and actually like start that as being like a thing. So what I should have done is I should have glimpsed by the 1/1 spiders who were challenging. But okay, I'm thinking Darius levels up off of this. Potentially like go for a Stalking Shadows and a Glimpse could find me the big man and then Spectral Matron into big man on my turn. That's how I'm feeling, is the hope that I can find the big man and we can actually get that finisher that we've been waiting for. Okay. So Culling Strike. At least I've got another Culling Strike that would help me against him if we were to see Braum or Soraka. So that is actually really good of them, because that now means that they are getting it so that it makes it harder for Darius. Luckily, all I need is this guy to die. And we level, what's his face? So, like, I'm considering this. Consider this move. Consider the Lily. Do I want to actually get the draw from you, though? I'm willing to do that. Obviously, they could throw down heals into their core. They are still in Targon. They could have Star Shaping. They could have the two gods. Okay, right. At least, so that's Darius leveled. I could have actually thrown Darius in front of this to trade, but let's face it. That's not what we're after here. That's not what we're after. What we're after is the big man. I've got a couple of chances to try and find him. Not the big man I'm after, but still an okay Spectral Matron target if no other Spectral Matron target presents itself, still a good Spectral Matron target. God damn you! Right. I'll take Spectral Matron out of this. Like, you know who you want. you know you want the big one. I mean, we still got a chance of a draw. Heart of the cards, Yuki. I believe in the heart of the cards. I will draw the 10 mana card. Come at me. Come on. Believe in the heart of the cards as I draw my last pathetic card. Please. I can't see you, Yuki. So, I mean, on the plus side, I've still got, like, Spectral Matron into Baron, which is still an okay move. It's not the move I want, but it is the move I would take without having the big, like, the big man's the only one who I want. I never find him. Okay, so on the plus side, we will go like this, and then I want to be grabbing. So anything which goes over, so you go over, and then I guess like I can't stop them all. Yeah, I can't actually stop all the things that go over. So it's like, do I want to trade off at least here? Like, do I want to at least make sure that they've not got another thing that can heal them if they get out the healing landmark? So we'll go like this, knowing the fact that we've got like these decimates and like also the decimate off of Darius. It's not a bad move. It's not a bad move, really, is it? Let's be honest. Shoot him out to my opponent! Why can't I find the big man? Literally the one thing. I know that I've only got 2 copies of him, but that was just because, like, you know, sometimes I was getting him too soon. I had nothing else to work with him. Ooh, now we know this is going to be a powerful deck, because those two, especially with burst speed kegs. Right, Printer, burst speed keg, what were you thinking? I'm actually going to keep the Spectral Matron. I don't mind this. I mean, my main concern is Make It Rain. Like, obviously, like, Keg Make It Rain is a big concern that I am, like, you know, like I said, the arse cheeks are sweaty. I'm getting graphic now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but it's true. Whoa, I mean, it's a big bold choice to choose to use your Thermal Beam, but I guess if they want to make sure that I'm not, like, trying to get towards the Darius, they want to be trying to get rid of, like, anything like that. So, and plus if they know that they've got Make It Rain, like, which is like a Keg Make It Rain, like, I can understand. My main concern is that I'm just going to be giving like Ezreal so many targets. So this is when Make It Rain comes down. Like I've got so many spiders, but they die so easily with their health stats. I've got to pass. I can't like if I throw you out, Make It Rain, it all goes terribly wrong. Like. Actually, no, I'm going to throw this on top of you. Why would I do that other move? Right, so it just feels like this is the move that I have to do, but I know that Make It Rain comes out, but I'm thinking to myself that if Make It Rain does come out, we've got more spiders. That's why I'm going to... I almost want Make It Rain to come out at this point. Okay. We have got Spectral Matron. Oh, that's not the one you want to see, so let's just go. No. I know that Ezreal is also a big problem that I kind of want like to keep culling strike for it, but in a deck like that, which is going to be running no end of damage spells, I would rather like know that the Funsmith is down. I don't have to like, I don't have to 100% worry. I've still got to worry and panic and like, you know, all that, but not as much. Okay, we'll go like this. I'm so like, I just need to find my big man. So there's Gangplank, who is actually a big problem because I've got really like nothing which works against him. I guess I take the Grenadier. I might as well play the Ephemeral one because I'll just use that as defense on Gangplank. Because let's face it, they go forward with Gangplank. Oh, they don't. Ooh, I mean, you were enough to deter them. Oh, do I want to throw down a House Spider and open up like the world of Hurt, or do I want to throw down? I'll throw down the other Grenadier. I'll throw down the other Grenadier. My plan will be going into Stalking Shadows. I just need to find the other big man. That's what I'm after here. So, right now the game gets interesting. Okay, I do still have Vile Feast to deal with the keg. So if they go for a Make It Rain move, I've still got that. That's what I'm gonna tell myself is that if nothing else, I've still got, because I like, in my opinion, they throw down Make It Rain here. Like, I would throw down Make It Rain here. Make It Rain! So when we go, I mean, they've totally got a second Make It Rain. Like, I know that they've got a second Make It Rain. Oh, they don't! Oh. Right, that still is a lot of targets for Ezreal, though, and like, although we have done some damage to Gangplank, we've not done a lot. But on the plus side, he's not really anywhere near leveling. That's the one positive side here. I mean, oh bloody hell! Getting rid of Dreadway. Getting rid of Dreadway. Such a bold maneuver. At least it's going into at least like my attack turn is turn 8. Like that is actually like really crucial that my attack turn is turn 8. So now I kind of want to be trying to flood the board with stats as much as I can. Although the problem with trying to fill the board with stats is that... Right, so... Because I could throw down House Spider as a trade to Gangplank. Right. This is... Not that... part of me wants to do Whispered Word first. So... Let's face it, you're going to die to Mystic Shot. So I might as well get as much damage out as possible. Like, in terms of, like... onto that unit, because we have got Overwhelm coming, so the most damage we can do, like, the better. I'm gonna pass because they're gonna use that Mystic Shot. Oh, they're not! Maybe they know the plan! Oh, to be fair, it's not exactly the most hidden plan. We'll go like this. Now, admittedly, they can kill you because you're the only one who's giving stats. Like, I should have gone for the development of at least, or gone with the Whispered Word to see what else I could have found to like develop you, because admittedly I finally get this move off, but I don't have much on the board to like to give myself the best stats. Oh, the no, it's not. No. Do you know how long it took me to get him out? Shadow mode to my opponent, but you know he was coming down later on. I mean that's. I wanted satisfaction, but shadow mode to my opponent. Flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.